Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Boxing Unlimited here once again, and today in this video we're going to be talking about the corruption and the confusion in boxing now at the moment, because we say that, and we're saying that is it a case of all animals are equal but some are more equal than the others. What we say this is the WBC had ordered Bivol to fight Benavides. Looking at Bivol and Benavides, they just finished a fight the other day, not quite 1 month apart from each other, on the 1st and the 22nd of February. And this is the 31st of March we're making this video. And we're asking the question, what sense does it make? Does it make sense for the WBC to order this fight at this moment, where they know that a trilogy against BF is, and Bivol has been signed, sealed, and probably left to be delivered, and they're coming out now to say that they are mandatory must fight, otherwise they strip the undisputed champion of his title, which I believe is very, very unfair. Because if you take a look at what happened when Benavides was the mandatory against Canelo Everest in the super middleweight champion title division, you find out that it is a case of all animals are equal, but some are more equal than the other, because the preferred candidate was Canelo. For almost 3 years, Benavides was the mandatory, and the WBC never ordered the fight against them, or even stripped Canelo, because Canelo refused to fight him and said he's not going to fight him. He made it very clear from beginning, and to strip Canelo of his title and call for a post bid on it. They never did that. But as soon as Bivol came into the flow, I was the commander, or what I call the governor at the moment in his belt, things started coming out. Mauricio Suleiman, he has to be very careful. We'll call upon your name to make boxing, not to make boxing a laughing stock, because this kind of decisions are what affects boxing, and people are saying boxing is over corrupt, it's too corrupt. It is corrupt, no doubt about that. We'll talk about it every day here in this channel. We're up against it, but the situation doesn't allow these kind of things. You see that the contract has been signed and the agreement has been made for the third and final fight in the trilogy in the light heavyweight division, and then you're ordering your mandatory, who I just fought on a month ago, or probably a couple of months ago, on the 1st of February. You're ordering him to fight somebody who I just won the undisputed title the other day, on the 22nd of February as well, not quite a month apart from each other. It's not fair. Let us be honest. We're saying this because the reputation of boxing is being damaged, being destroyed by the decision made by the promoting bodies and everything. So that is what we're saying is a corrupt practice, and should not happen. If you look at the fights BF had with Bivol, it was a war, a total war. And if you look at the fight Canelo also had with David Morrell, it was a war. These people are boxers, they're human beings, their body has to heal before they take another fight. Why are you ordering a fight in the middle of all this? They've not taken any break. They might have injuries as well. There is so many things. They might, so many psychologically and physically as well. And you're already ordering a match. It shows something is wrong with you. Or you do not understand, or you do not call them, human beings, because they're probably cash cows that make money for you. I'm not against the fight with Benavides and Bivol. I've said something on the fight on the channels, on my channel before. I gave it to Bivol because of his movement and his combination punches. Even though to fight the Mexican monster is not a small deal. We saw what he did to Morale, who was previously untouchable. We saw what he did to him. The kind of pressure he brings is above average, and we think with that pressure against Bivol, Bivol has seen a lot of pressure. Bivol had gone to 24 rounds with somebody, a killer, a monster from the east, like BF, and he wasn't knocked down. to show you that he has a very strong and dynamic, strong chin, so to say the least. And his movement is a problem for anybody. I've said it before in one of my channels, in one of my videos. Bivouac's movement is a worry for every boxer, in that heavyweight division, light heavyweight division. For you to be Bivouac is you have to march him down, and it's not easy to do that. But the only person who has a style to come close to that, Beterbiev for stride is lost, because to be honest with you, I gave Bivouac the 2 fights. If I was in charge, or I was one of the people in charge, Bivouac would not have to do a trilogy, because the 2 fights I gave to him. But Benavidez, on the other hand, brings a kind of pressure that is devastating, to say the least. He comes in from all angles, throws combination of punches, not one punch at a time, and then he attacks the body, goes to the head, and he's a big guy as well. So it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I do want to see the fight. It's going to be one of the biggest fights around in this year, if it happens, and in boxing in general. But I do not want them to take any leeway, come through the back door. And they should have given this guy a chance, let him finish the trilogy. It makes sense for the trilogy. Both of them is 1-1 apart. That 1-1 is a draw at the moment. Let them fight the final fight, and we'll see who is the best between Beterbiev and Bivouac. Then you come down to mandatory. What do you deal with mandatory after that? It doesn't make sense to me. It does appear as if it's a set-up case. That is why we say, is it a case of all animals are equal, but some are more equal than the other? We do not know. We'll ask the fans here and the subscribers to tell us what they feel in the comment section. Give us their thoughts in this question, because we want to talk about this. Because what the associations do now is whoever they favor and who is a cash cow, they move him ahead of any other person and put potholes on the other people. That is what is happening now in boxing, and that is why people are talking of Alashik and the chairman Daniel White to come into boxing and unify. But I don't want that. I want boxing to remain in the hands where they are. But the caution has to be taken, care has to be taken on who you support and why you support the person and how you deal, because you're supposed to be an unbiased umpire, just like a judge. But you're behaving as if you're biased now. Suleiman, we're talking to you, we're talking to you here. Put sanity in the system. You have to put sanity in the system of boxing, and the best will come out from the boxers as well. And you will make your money, the association will make their money, the boxers will make their money, everybody will be happy. But once it comes into corruption, or you favor some people and do not favor some people, or you're putting confusion everywhere, and it turns out to be corruption. That is the thing we're saying. That is the song we're singing here. And the same old song we've been singing all the way. And we're saying this fight proper. It doesn't make sense to us. It's not supposed to happen now. Just like, to make a mention of it, the Bua and the Usyk, and leaving Parker the other side. Parker has walked out his ass off to get to the position he is, and he should have a chance. So that the same thing was saying, Bivouac has walked his hands off and walked his ass off, and is supposed to have his trilogy with Beterbiev. Let us see who is the better person. Let us see who is the best. And then we'll come down to Benavidez. Benavidez is not even in a hurry. He just came out of a fight on the 1st of February. A tough fight though. He won that fight against Morale. And now you're pushing him to go into a unification fight with somebody who has already signed a contract somewhere. It doesn't make sense. You must honor your contracts. That is the question. Or you pay. And it just makes no sense to me to see them organize. This is what I'm saying, and I insist on it. It doesn't make sense for Benavidez to fight Bivouac now, but it does make sense for me for him to fight after the trilogy with Beterbiev. Do have a nice day and God bless. Our time is up.